Hey guys, this is Diaboro Disaster, bringing you a new deck profile. And before we get into that, wanted to showcase this snazzy new mat that I had commissioned. My buddy who's made all the mats you've seen on this channel so far have made this for me. And I'll have his Facebook linked down in the description if you want to hit him up. His prices are pretty reasonable, and he's usually pretty flexible on putting these things together, so obviously he'll work with you the best he can on making whatever you want. But with that in mind, let's go ahead and get onto the deck profile. And if you recall my initial video for Murder Burger a while back, my Machinedramon deck profile, this is going to be the new version of it. You've probably seen it here and there, doing pretty well in like Ultimate Cup and Regionals as of late. And I think it's the perfect time to go ahead and showcase it. I've actually been really looking forward to re-showcasing this deck since it's had a lot of changes, and it's gained a lot of support and a lot of players backing it too. So without further ado, this is the Machinedramon deck profile. We're playing the black base with Doraemon. It's just the better engine. From what I can tell, I mean, you get free draws and free memory just by playing the deck, so it just made sense. And to accompany it, we're playing the 4 Dorus that, give you a memory when you tuck sources. So they just work really, really well together, especially with Chaosdramon EX3. We're also playing 3 of the Higurumon, and we're playing 2 of the Ludomon from the Ragna structure. This card is interesting. Basically, like, it's on plays, the neat part of it, but it's inherited, gives your all your Machinedramons blockers, since they all have on-play effects. So this just seems like a good idea. This could be really a lot of things, but I feel like this is the better option, since all the little floodgate guys just get popped the moment they're put into play, like they're useless at this point. On 2 4s, we're playing 3 of the EX1 Gardramon. He's still good as far as his Trash 2 effect. We gotta get our bricks out of our hands, so. And then I'm playing 2 of Ganemon from BT12. He just gives an inheritable reboot. There's not a whole lot of good inherited you can get from the low end, so like cards like this and the bird thing, what's it called? Was not prepared for this part. Oh, here he is. Jazzerdmon, as well as his rookie Jazzamon. These guys I've also been seeing actually a lot of play in successful lists, just because they have that inherited 1K. Also, this actually has an on-play, so if you have to hard play a level 4, it's okay, I guess. But the DP kind of matters. But I feel like this is actually also pretty important, since the only real good reboot givers are basically vanilla cards. So I'd rather use up my level 4 slots so I can fit in more copies of the better top end cards. And then we're playing 2 Mercurymon. This card's kind of like another Gardramon, but this one also is hybrid for game, built in, but it also can just give one of my dudes blocker for the duration of this and my opponent's turn. So like, this can give like Machinedramon blocker if you don't have the blocker inheritable. So it's a handy tool. Alright, so on to our 5s, and this is, I think, yeah, it's a pretty thick stack. We're playing, our heaviest one is the BT9 Megadramon. This one is a meta call, as it pops level 3 and below Tamers. So this is super, super good against Hunter, Cross, Beals, and just anything that just plays a bunch of Tamers. It even makes this matchup against Setcon relatively bearable. So like, having a high count of this means you'll see it, maybe even get multiple copies of it in a stack, and just, rip your opponent's Tamer board apart, make it to where they can't even remove your Machinedramon by like Arrestor Superior mode and stuff like that. We are also playing 2 of the BT8 Metal Gray. His Inheritable is the most important part. He just lets him attack on suspended Digimon, but his on-Digivolve also comes up here and there to de-Digivolve and then pop stuff. It's really good against Hunter and against Crossheart. I feel like those are the best parts. Like if they stick their dude on board and it's not Cross 7 or Cross 7 SM, you can just use this to drop them down to a Shoutmon and kill it. And then they lose all the sources because Shoutmon only saves itself. And then we're playing 2 Metal Tyrannomon from BT11. This guy is the reason why this deck's able to like clear security stacks, because you're not really like actually punching them much. You're just killing their Digimon, burning them with this guy's Inherited, and just eventually winning the game through that. It's a war of attrition, and they have to be able to break the wall. That's pretty much how you play this. Then we're playing 1 of each of the original Searchers for Machinedramon, but also they have just, you know, generically good Inheriteds. This makes some of your Hunter matchups even easier. And then just Reboot and Blocker, just, you know, they're important, so. They also trash the remaining cards, so like if you flip a Machinedramon and 2 sources, that's pretty good. We're playing 1 of the starter Megadramon just for the Inheritable blocker and a different name. 1 of the Seeger Metal Greymon for the power-up. The same goes for the Megadramon and the Gigadramon. DP is kind of important, since, you know, you want to prevent them from being able to even delete Machinedramon or Chaosdramon more than once, so like powering them up makes it to where they're not going to be able to get over them. Anything they do, you can just attach the sources and then just, you know, attack them on the crackback. Now for the 6s. We have 2 of the original Murder Burger himself. He's really only here, honestly, to be floated into by this one. This one's just a little bit generically better. He top 5s for an analog man to hand, and then adds a machine or cyborg from them to your hand or your sources. So it can tutor Chaos, it can tutor Chaos X, it can, you know, give a tutor to it, or it can give a source to itself, and potentially add the analog. And if you keep turn, you can just drop the analog man and giving yourself a redirect. And it turns his on deletion live to where if he's deleted, you can play a machine from your hand. So like if this gets popped and you have analog up, you can drop this, get the 5 sources under it, and just gain 5 memory and steal their turn. Chaosdramon EX3. This is the reason the deck is like just cracked. That's you know, the arguable part. That versus Chaos X. This card's super strong though. It's the reason why you're able to weaken boards and then just slow the game down, get all those free Inheriteds from your trash on Digivolve, and then he's got protection from deletion and bouncing. So just when combined with all the good stuff he has going for him, he's already really hard to remove. So, you know, this guy's like your bread and butter. You don't really necessarily have to see these, but this is the most important piece to see. Then we have 2 Chaos X. This is the new guy from BT12. So I don't know if you, in case you don't know what this guy does, he gains all of the effects of the Machinedramons and Chaosdramons under him. So if you have, say, this one, and this one, you get, they're on Digivolve effects, by the way, when you Digivolve into Chaos, so that's really good already. So you get to de-Digivolve, add 3 sources, top 5, add a source, add an analog man, and then you get to have no DP reduction and lifelines. So, and then the on deletion. So if you didn't want to, you know, already have something crazy powerful with this guy, this is just like the big like payoff of the deck. Well, that's sort of a lie. My next card's the actual payoff of the deck for like your come from behind wins. But once this is up, it's so hard to win the game for your opponent in most cases. Like, Hunter has a really hard time removing this if it's the only thing on your board. Almost nigh impossible. And then if he does get attempted to be removed, you just burn them for 1, and you know, just why not? And then this is the payoff for the deck, and your come from behind win button. This Ragnarlordmon is kind of insane. He's really hard to get a really good payoff, but like his DNA just literally gives you a win button. If this card had any way of being faster, this card would be ban worthy. It's so powerful. because it's blitz, restand, burn them for up to 5 damage, and delete up to 5 Digimon that each have 20 drop or less. So in other words, just kill 5 Digimon, burn them for 5, and swing for game all at once. So, I just have this in here. Not very many Machinedramon players are actually on this, but I feel like it's good enough one-of payoff in the matchups where you've just drawn through your deck. You can't like just come from behind win with just your Chaos Dramons, even if you get like 2 of them up, and then you're just like, oh, I win? Sometimes you'll actually have like 20, 24 sources into this thing. You just wipe out their security and win the game. I've had 2 come from behind victories where they were completely full on security, maybe at 4, and this just, they die. And as mentioned before, Analog Man, I was playing 4 of this, but it does get kind of bricky, and especially against Hunter, you actually don't want this on the board unless you're in like the very end game. They're about to deck out, they're low on resources, and you just need to redirect 1 attack. That's the only reason I like to play this down against Hunter. And honestly, if this comes down accidentally for my security, I might just Mercurymon to put it up so that they don't have a target. But to supplement the deck in its place, we're playing 3 Black Mem Boost. It still searches every card in your deck minus like 2 of the 5s. So, you know, it fulfills the same purpose, but it's not a tamer, so they can't tuck anything under it with superior mode, and it still gets you back the 2 memory when you need it to. And it searches cards, so, you know, getting your pieces is important. And I'm not playing any multiples of these cards that are coming up next, just because I feel like they can be very situational. I'm playing 1 attack of the Heavy Mobile Digimon. This is sort of like your Blitz Omni for game that's not Ragnarlord. But it also has a really nifty security bomb where you can just ditch anything in your hand that's machine or cyborg, and then just, you know, pop stuff equal to its DP or less. So like, or its play cost or less, excuse me. So like, if you discard Chaos Dramon, you can pop up to a 12 drop. So it comes in handy in security sometimes. We're playing 1 super eradication attack. It gives you another sort of Gaia Force, but this one, when played, pops 1 of your dudes to pop 1 of theirs, and then if you combine this with Chaos X, you can burn them for 1 and then just save it. And then 1 DG Dimension. This card is a new addition. It's primarily in here against Hunter and Cross, since like those are the matchups that feel like they could be the hardest because they're just fast, but all of them they just put weak dudes under them when they are Digi-crossing and they're Digivolving. So like, they never really get up to a big top end unless it's Quartzmon. So like, this card allows you to just out wide boards against those matchups, especially in your slow games. 8 cost is a lot, but with triple Black Mem Boost, we might get there, and they still only have like 2 memory, and then they have to go start completely over. But that is the Murder Burger deck profile, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. I'll happily read them and get back to you. I will have my Diaboromon deck profile here shortly. It is almost finished. I'm just working out a few small kinks before I go ahead and profile it. But with that said, guys, have a great rest of your day.
If you enjoyed that video and want to see more, feel free to click on the most recent video link on the left side of the video, or just go to my channel link and check out all the awesome Digimon content I have for you there. While you're there, smash the subscribe button for me so we can keep the channel going. Also, more content on my TikTok about Digimon news, card releases, and just general rants about the card game, and the occasional random video. Don't forget to answer the question of the week at the bottom of this video, down in the comment section, and as always, have a diabolical day.